All of us have our weaknesses. For some, it's substances. For others, it's gambling. For most, it's Greg's sausage roll. For this chap, it's quite a few things. Metroidvania video games, surreal horror, immersive world design, games that turn into a different game halfway through, CRT effects, this one's in bold, funny dogs, caves, catacombs, tunnels and wells, secret rooms, puzzle games that make him feel smart without actually being that hard because he's a dipshit, indie passion projects made by one person over the course of several years. And, Greg's sausage roll.
My point is, Animal Well is made for me, more so than any other game has ever been. I made this point about Alan Wake 2 a couple months ago, but it's not even fucking close. Alan Wake 2 has things in it that I don't like. Not a lot of them, but they're there. I like all of this. There isn't a single thing I don't like. The movement is tight and snappy, the atmosphere is wallpaper worthy. The secrets are plentiful and never ending. The save room music? Some good shit. The fat, stupid, fun little animals? Pretty funny. The creepy, uncanny David Lynch sort of stuff? Pretty creepy. The file size? 32 megabytes. How? If you're like me and also have a pea brain and enjoy a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of this, just buy it. What are you doing? Don't sit here waiting for me to spoil it for you. This game is at its best when it's surprising you, and those surprises aren't gonna hit if Twatface over here has ruined them for you. You can only play Animal Well for the first time once, and you should absolutely cherish that. So go play it. Go on. I'll still be here. But before you go, like and subscribe, ding the bell, follow me on Bigmode, do a backflip, and come back once you're done, please.
For the better part of 5 hours, Animal Well is pretty standard Metroidvania fare. Waddle around, bash your head against some walls, die a couple times, find a new toy, unlock some doors, you know the drill. It's simple, it's relaxing, but also incredibly engrossing. I could have easily finished this whole game in one sitting, because, you know, it's fun, and I like Metroidvanias, and I have a lot of free time.
But primarily, it was because of that atmosphere.
I love to harp on about games that make their worlds feel real, that pull off the impossible and make me forget about the screen, and the controller, and the computer, and the desk, and the polyresin frog that I have for some reason. It's a hard enough task making a game in the first place, so to do that and then make your collection of ones and zeros so captivating and authentically real that I feel less like I'm playing a game, and more like I'm exploring a slice of some distant world that I never even knew existed, that's magic. Pure and simple.
Animal Well pulls off that feeling. A lot. Near constantly. It feels like Billy Basso has just reached through the screen and fucking dragged me in head first. I'm not sitting in my room with the posture of a hunchback. I'm in the Animal Well, baby! I'm this little blob thing. I'm blowing bubbles. I'm navigating treacherous environments. I'm going down to IKEA and ordering a set of furniture and getting it delivered and then making it myself. And I don't know where this is going. How did Billy break the laws of physics and pull me inside his video game, ink spell style? That's a deep cut, someone out there will get that. Well, it's three things. It's the sound design, it's the visuals, and it's because it's a Metroidvania. That's a cheat code. Every Metroidvania is immersive. There isn't a whole lot of music in Animal Well.
Here's the entire soundtrack on YouTube. It's 20 minutes, and that's it, but it never feels like you're missing out on much, because the sounds this well of animals makes is just so captivating and beautiful. There's bird song, a chilling wind, the rustling of grass, streams flowing, ghostly wails, wind chimes, heavy machinery grinding away. It's an orchestra that gives each area its own diegetic soundtrack that feels completely natural and otherworldly at the same time.
This is a game set in a cave, a grotto, a big hole in the ground that you put a bucket in. And it always felt like that's where I was, even when I was exploring a forest or a factory or a snowy tundra sort of place with penguins.
It's the sound design and the visual design that reinforces that idea, with that chilling wind that follows you from place to place and backgrounds that just stretch on forever. There's an incredible amount of detail in the pixel art, and there's so many little touches and flourishes that bring this place to life.
The little golden stars, the water droplets, the fireflies that light up the environment. All of the lighting, all of it. It's incredible. The reflections, fuck me. The waterfalls, the hanging lights, the vines. Look at this shit. There are hundreds of rooms in this game that I could just sit and stare at for hours. They don't feel static. They feel alive.
The shaking the window thing, that's just a cute little Easter egg, but it's kind of emblematic of the whole thing. It's a world that reacts to you in ways that you both would and wouldn't expect. It's a place that invites experimentation and rewards you constantly for that experimentation.
Sometimes it's a new toy. Sometimes it's a new way to get around. Sometimes it's a new mechanic that gives me a Sherlock Mind Palace style flashback to all of the places I remember seeing stalagmites. Sometimes it's an egg. Most of the time it's an egg.
The more you dive into the Animal Well, the more layers start to unfurl, and the more pieces of the puzzle start to slot into place. But the more I played, the more unanswered questions I started to have.
What is this thing? What do these faces mean? How do I get to this rabbit? What's this grid of lights? And confirm or deny, does it relate to the candles I've been lighting up? Who's this geezer? What's he doing? And then I got to the ending and I watched the credits. And then I had some more questions. What's in this room? What's this clock do? Ignore the fact that I clearly already know what it does. What's this 3D spinning torus sort of thing? And where the fuck are all of these eggs hiding? The answer? We're just getting started. Oh, fucking hell. Bird just hit the window.
In a couple different interviews, Billy Basso has described Animal Well as a game of 3 layers.
The first one is just the game. Waddle around, bash your head against some walls, die a couple times, find a new toy, unlock some doors, you know the drill. The other 2? Secrets. Shit tons. Your goal for layer 2 is to track down every single one of these shitty little eggs. We've got red egg, big egg, pickled egg, depraved egg, universal basic egg. Trivia time, here's upside down egg. What do you reckon upside down egg looks like? Correct! Most of these are pretty easy to stumble across, but some of them are tucked away in the most subtle, evil spots imaginable. The hunt for these eggs kind of turns Animal Well into a completely different beast, where before I was happy milling around, just sort of soaking in the scenery, and now I'm ripping that scenery down to its bare essentials. Vines aren't just decorations, they're secret hiders. A nice empty room? Suspicious. Ooh, there's a section of the map I haven't shoved my head into every crevice of. There's time to make a beeline for it! It's still pretty fundamentally a Metroidvania. You're still finding new toys, unlocking new stuff, and using said toys to unlock new stuff.
Oh, that's what that does.
But it's a different breed. One where you already know the layout of the map, and instead of trying to get somewhere new, you're just rummaging around in this laundry basket, looking for eggs.
Billy Basso has compared this to exploring his own home as a kid and stumbling across stuff he never even knew was there. I remember finding a kitchen drawer after many years of living there and not knowing that it was there. It was kind of tucked away under the counter, and just discovering it was kind of exciting. Like the fact that I thought I understood this place, but there's still a little secret to it.
And that's exactly what Animal Well does. Again and again and again. It hands you a place, gets you nice and familiar with it, and then goes, psych! You don't know the half of it, mate. It's called the Animal Well because, you know, it's underground, and there are animals everywhere, and there's a fair bit of water, but it's also a game about prodding the rabbit hole, whipping out a pickaxe and a headlamp, and seeing how far it goes. And it doesn't just stop at the eggs. There's a whole other dimension of secrets here. From the extra tools that unlock new areas or present old ones in a new light. Literally, to secret melodies, ciphers, and codes. There's hidden rooms, very hidden rooms. There's a little Tamagotchi thing that counts your steps. There is a monkey that throws things at you. It might be shit, might not. It's a secret. Even once you've gotten all the eggs, once you've gotten the true ending and all of the achievements, and Steam gives you a big thumbs up and a pat on the back and a well done, Sonny Jim, you still aren't done. This Animal Well runs deep. Deeper than you can ever imagine. This puzzle requires 50 people to solve. Remember that rabbit I couldn't get to, and the rabbit hole analogy I just did like 30 seconds ago? Well, now we're literally doing a rabbit hunt. Find 16 rabbits scattered amongst the undergrowth. Some of them are easy to find. Some of them require 50 people to find. All of them are cryptic as shit, but some of them are so cryptic I cannot believe anyone solved them.
One of them involves a musical code, a 64-note song, a key for that room we couldn't get into, a computer that prints out a real, actual printout of an origami rabbit, and then a sequence that you get from making the origami rabbit. Billy Basso, go fuck yourself.
And there's more! There's layers beyond this! There's speedrunning, there's wingding ciphers, there's a secret frog! I'm not someone that really has the patience for any of this. I'm not the kind of person who ever really goes for 100% or obsesses over tiny little details in games. I just kind of play them, and then I'm done with them, and then sometimes I might talk about them to an audience of 2. But even if I'm not gonna touch it, I like knowing that that stuff is there.
It's the reason Fez and Tunic and The Witness and every Metroidvania I've ever played have stuck with me for so much, because there's always questions at the back of my mind that will never be answered. I know I've seen pretty much everything these games have to offer, but there's still a little flicker of hope that maybe, just maybe, behind one of those hidden secrets, in a room tucked into the top left, you gotta do the most bullshit jump possible to get into. There's a door, and then behind the door there's
Animal Well 2, featuring 20 straight hours of bonkers secrets that'll have your head spinning.
I like having that little bit of uncertainty. That little nugget of, I don't know, undiscovered magic. Billy Basso told Bloomberg that there's mysteries in Animal Well so unreasonable that he hopes they will take years to discover.
And I hope they do too. Animal Well isn't a game that stops once the credits roll, either the first or second time. It keeps on chugging, and it's up to you whether you want to follow along or hop off before they ask you to do advanced cryptography or something.
This is a game that feels real, that exudes life out of every pixel on every single screen.
And it's a world that feels like it will keep living. Long after I've left it, long after I've uninstalled it to make room for 0.0000001% of the new Call of Duty. I'm gonna be thinking about this place for a very long time. And as long as there's secrets to unearth, as long as the bottom of the well is still far out of sight, it'll keep on existing. Forever.